it's available, they'll eat it. Just gotta make it easy for them.
Yeah. So what I would do is I'd actually stick the fat end in.
That kind of dictated. You want to be 0.6, so probably
Like a 45 and 10?
yeah. And then maybe go up a little bit.
This facility is a pro level facility. People are close, guys are close, they have their own space. It's easily accessible for getting to the training room, getting to the weight room, and then on top of that, having that all-in-one type of mentality with the staff is huge. That's how you build relationships, that's how you build development, and that's how you're able to be more successful. Before I was here, I was with the Nashville Predators for 14 years. I was the head athletic trainer there for 8 years and the assistant for 6. The most important part of my job is patient care, keeping people healthy and keeping them on the ice. And the renovations in and of itself, the wet room is the shining achievements in this athletic training room. We're able to get more guys in tubs. We're able to get more guys on treadmills. The underwater treadmill is kind of a new piece here. And having that in-house allows us a little bit more flexibility and the ability to get guys in it more often and to use it not just for injury, but also for possibly some performance aspects and getting guys loose before activity. And then being able to have nutrition, strength and conditioning kind of all under one roof is a huge bonus as well.
From an on-ice standpoint, we use a little management system. So we track with an accelerometer their daily load, how that accumulates over a short-term period load that we deem stress, and then kind of their long-term chronic training load that we deem fitness. Kind of how we're building, how we're pushing their capacity, their tank is kind of how I communicate to the coaches, but doing it in a way that kind of teeters that line, but make sure we're doing it without putting the athlete at risk. Hit it hard the rest of the week, so push it today a little bit. I was at the National Team Development Program working for GVN Performance out of Plymouth, Michigan. I did that for 3 years, so 3 seasons with the program, a little bit of involvement with the World Junior team as well through that. And Nighty came over, and for both his years there, I was there with him, and he got this job, and the opportunity came for me to come over with him. And I couldn't pass it up to come work in this facility for the history of this program and be a part of what he's trying to do here. And I'm excited to be here and be a part of that. No, use that back hip, like swivel the hip. Yeah, there you go. I told the guys when I got here, we could train out in that field over there and get better. I think this is all extra. I think, that's something we're incredibly grateful for. And I think a part of my job is maximizing all the resources that we have, through load management, through force plate technology, applied sports science. I think not just doing things to do things, but we ask our athletes to train with intent. I think it's using that information with the same intent, right? And that's for development, being able to manage their bodies during the week to put them in a good position to have success on the weekend. But I think it's kind of pushing the envelope within that and having information that allows us to do that safely and effectively, where we can have a level of development that I think without that information, doesn't necessarily exist. Tomorrow we'll do the sauna, cold sauna like we have been. Today we're all good, so just focus on getting some good to eat. All right, good stuff, fellas. Yeah.
With Will coming on board and myself and Andy being here for a few years now, what we want to do here is make sure that we're providing health and wellness resources and implementing strategies to cover all areas for our athletes. Right before Michigan State University, I had an opportunity to do a sports nutrition fellowship at the University of South Carolina. Spent a year there kind of honing my craft and learning the ins and outs of sports nutrition, and fortunately had an opportunity to come back to Michigan State. This is my alma mater. Here at MUN, I'm the team sports dietitian, so making sure that we have snacks and food available for the hockey team. Now this is a totally new and centralized space for their fueling. The team hangs out here and they like to be in this space. This has really opened up the opportunity for me to just further develop a relationship and have one-on-one contact with every guy on the team, which makes it that much easier for me to implement any nutrition strategies that I might need to have with them.
You're kind of always having exposure to one of those 3 areas, and Michigan State has really separated themselves from other programs. Nowadays, there's every way that you want to try to gain a competitive advantage. It's a lot easier when things are close to keep nutrition in check or do extra work with Andy in the trainer's room. Same with Will upstairs. Everything being kind of close definitely does help, but I think it kind of more falls on the expertise and things that they have to share with us.
It's been incredible. I think, having them here really allows me to focus on my job and do that at the highest level that I possibly can, and have absolute trust that they're doing the same. I think Andy goes above and beyond a traditional athletic trainer. One, he can really fix guys, but two, he's really proactive with his treatment where he's getting ahead of any of those things. So if something comes up, they're really comfortable communicating with Andy and he can get ahead of that. So it actually keeps guys in the gym, keeps guys on the ice. We have more players available. I think to have Rob really dial in the nutrition and any supplements that we're allowed to provide them with within NCAA, hydration, body comp testing, things like that, I think, there's no excuse here. And I think, we've shown that and the guys make the most of it. And, the resources we have with those two guys alongside what we're doing in the gym are pretty incredible.
It makes a huge difference when we're all communicating and we're all on the same page, and that's what this space brings. And we know what each one of us are doing so that we can better implement our own plans.
The clientele and the staff that we have here are not ego-driven. They're very much into being successful with the team and being able to get the best out of our players and to do what is necessary to have the best product on the ice. That's what you'll find at an NHL level, is like everybody's there to try to help the team.
It's about your next shift, and regardless if you score or they score, I think that's kind of the mindset we want. We just got to learn how to finish games out.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pegula Ice Arena in Happy Valley. Michigan State taking on the home team, the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Things didn't go the Spartans' way in Game 1. Now it's the Spartans' job to grab that control back. Up to Basgel at the right point. He'll step into the middle, take a shot, goal! The Spartans draw first blood tonight. Matt Basgel again. The defenseman opens the scoring for the Spartans. It's 1-0 early. Took advantage of the situation, got it right back into the zone. Now Davidson drives in, he shoots and scores! Jeremy Davidson makes it 2-0 Spartans, and this crowd, Drew, is shocked.
Now he'll walk center point, fired deflection, saved by St. Cyr, comes free.
Back out to center ice. Spartans get back on side. Tucker brings it in on the left wing. Tucker. Shot. Goal! Jesse Tucker with a snipe from the top of the left circle. Make it 3-0 Spartans.
And the night is done for Jagger Joshua. It's a 5-minute major in game misconduct for interference. A center point blue line. Shade surveys. Shade near side. Crispo wide and a drive. They score! Deflected in front by Tyler Goretin. We're tied at 3. What a pass from Ben Schoen on the backhand with 4.5 to go in the period.
They got to get in the locker room, take a breath, regroup, understand that they got 3.5 minutes left on this 5-minute penalty kill, and they got to come back out, and they just got to execute and get it done. And that's what it's going to be, is grabbing the momentum back, killing the rest of this penalty, and then move forward. That first 15 minutes, we took it to them. Now Shouty's come in. Looks like he's going to be the guy to step in.
Shouty centering pass, shot, goal! Dorward, the recipient, right between the circles, and the Spartans are back in the lead. Found a couple of guys, gives it up to Krieger, shot, goal! Cole Krieger got the rebound and knocked it in from the left circle. The lead is 2 for the Spartans again.
Down by 2, it's 5-3 with 6:25 left to go in the second period.
He'll head over to the near boards, takes the shot, pad save, right back to Russell. Shot and goal for Michigan State.
There we go.
Danny Russell gets on the scoreboard, and it's a 3-goal lead once again for Michigan State. Hertig with a big blast from the right side. Save made by Grannon, goes around behind the net. And here goes Grannon to the bench for the extra attacker with 4:40 left on the clock. Now a takeaway by Dorwart, drives into the middle, shoots and scores into the empty net. That will do it. Michigan State bounces back nicely from the 4-3 loss last night. They win the second game of the series 7-3 over Penn State.
Ülkemi temsil etmek benim için her şey ve voleybol oynamak benim hayatım. Amerika'ya gelip en yakın arkadaşımla aynı takımda oynamak her şeyi daha güzel kılıyor.
For Michigan State in their starting lineup, it's the two club teammates from Turkey, Seylan Aslian and Neil Okur.
Neil is a fantastic middle. Everyone's seen she has that amazing swing. They go, Neil Okur!
Bishop for Okur, and what a slammed hard down.
Seylan is composed. She is a freshman who does not act like a freshman.
Kendall Murray, a second opportunity, but blocked at the net by Michigan State, and a point for the Spartans.
It's crazy how Neil and Seylan are so different, but they come together so well on the volleyball court and as friends.
We're from Turkey. We're both from Istanbul. The population is over 15 million, so it is really different from here.
Oh my god, winter is gonna be really hard here. Like, it's gonna snow much, and in Turkey it doesn't. It snows for like a few weeks, and that's all we get.
We met each other in 2018.
The club we used to play in was Fenerbahce. We've been playing together for 4 or 5 years. She came to the club after I did, and we became close friends.
We were playing in one of the best clubs in Turkey.
During our matches, you'll hear everyone screaming, shouting. It was really intense, but in a good way.
It is really difficult to play in Turkey and get your degree.
It's easier to keep up with your education and play Big Ten. That was something we couldn't miss out on, so playing in US was the best choice.
Now you're looking at the fall. We have contacts kind of worldwide. We knew we needed an attacker on the pin, and so Seylan came up, and so we started recruiting Seylan. We felt like, okay, we could use some more depth in the middle. Well, we got a name from someone else about a middle, and they happen to be on the same club team, and they happen to be best friends. We recruited them independently, never told the other one we were recruiting one another because it's very private, and it's a personal decision.
I was on a Zoom call with, I think, Coach Leah, Mike, I think. Then they were like, hey, we have another player from your team coming to MSU, and I was like, who could be coming besides me? And they told me it was Neil, and it was a big shock to me because Neil is my closest friend in the team, so I was really happy to have her with me.
Their faces, both of them were like, what? Wait, on my team? And so to have them be best friends and come here totally organically, you know, independent one another was special.
In the first few weeks, it is really difficult for me to adjust the new words.
Left, right, left, ready, go!
I think in the beginning they were a little hesitant with their English and with their ability to really be open and honest with everyone. This is our first time anyone on this team has brought in international players. And obviously that can be really challenging. There's obviously a language barrier. There's a lot of different things here and there that they're not used to and we're not used to.
Everything was different. System was different. Language was different.
Even the volleyball is different, and we have terms that we don't know in English. Now we do, but yeah, the first weeks, it's been kind of hard to learn all that stuff.
When Seylan or Neil, one of them doesn't understand something, they go coach each other in Turkish, and the team's like, can you go tell her what I'm trying to say? Mid-season finally realized that we call our rotations differently in the US than we do internationally. And Seylan could never figure out where she was, and so Neil's back on the whiteboard behind everyone describing where she needs to be and that our rotations are opposite. And so that cleared a lot of problems up once we figured out that there was a mishap there.
But it keeps happening over and over, so I can't fix it.
She helped us a lot, actually.
Yeah, she's been really patient with us, and yeah, we're doing good now. I would consider Neil and Ceylin family to me and family to the team too. As soon as they got here, people were always like wanting to meet them or talk to them.
They've added personality. They've added just a whole different ethnicity, culture, everything. They just bring so much heart and personality that we all just love on and off the court.
Ceylin Aslian is having herself a game.
Personally, I would say I feel more confident in myself.
Ceylin has been that person that's kind of found her way. At the halfway mark, you know, she was exactly what we thought we were recruiting. And so she's really blossoming into this person that is a force and taking on a larger and larger role for us on the court, finding her voice off the court.
When Neil gets out on the court, you can feel her presence. She's got an attack that's stronger than I think I've ever seen. She can bounce the ball like crazy.
Since we came here, our family is not with us, and then we have to do all of our things ourselves. And maybe that makes us like grow.
They uprooted their life 15 hours away, a 15-hour flight, and I uprooted 1 hour, and I couldn't even go 2 weeks without going home. And I think about it, and I'm just like, I don't know how they do it. Ceylin, her dad came to one game, and it was the most emotional time for all of us because we just knew how much that meant to her.
They are very unselfish people at their core, from their families. They're gracious, they're appreciative. That's made it easy to be teammates, right? And to coach. You want to coach and be around people like that.
Ülkemizden uzak olsak da bayrağımızı burada da taşımak çok gurur verici.
Well, today we're in downtown Indy, and we're at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. It's had several names since they built this building, but this is the 11th annual Champions Classic. It's a great way to begin the college basketball season, but for Michigan State, this thing takes on a whole new meaning. But this Kentucky team is one of the best that they've had in quite a while. This is the kind of team that can make a run at the national championship. And wouldn't it be sweet to see the green and white stun the people from Lexington? Now hands it back to Hogarth. Here's Walker for a long one. He got it! Surveying the Kentucky defense. Hauser, jump shot from the elbow. He got it!
And this is a situation down 2. You're playing for the best open shot and the first open shot.
They got to get some touches the ball. I really believe it. Hall to me is the guy. You got to let him touch the ball right here. Hall! Hall gets free! Hall, what did I tell you, buddy?
And we are going to overtime here in Indianapolis.
Walker, long 2.
So once again, Michigan State has the ball down by 2 in the closing seconds. Gets it to Hogarth, still on the baseline, back to Walker. They got something going here. Hall!
Hall, that's the right guy. Hall is the guy.
What a play!
We're going to a second overtime. We have witnessed one heck of a basketball game. They call this the Champions Classic. Well, this game lived up to that.
This one will officially come to an end as 2 Hall of Fame coaches embrace at midcourt. What a win for Tom Izzo and the Spartans here tonight as they beat Kentucky in double overtime. And you can see the joy on the faces of the guys in the green and white.
Let's go!
Aloha and welcome into the Breslin Center. Here in East Lansing, the Spartans are hosting Florida A&M.
Michigan State women's basketball gets the win against Florida A&M, and the Spartans are off to a 5-0 start to begin this young season.